I got to wondering that while there are obvious wins for the Tea Party on November 8th, did they get everything that they perhaps wanted? Joining me now to discuss, Ken Blackwell and Jenny Beth Martin. Jenny, let me start with you. You know, we know there's still issues at smaller government. Are we going to dismantle the departments of education? Are we going to remove excessive regulations? Some of these things we're going to do, but some I'm not so sure of. What do you think?
Well, I think we have the best opportunity to do it that I've seen in many, many years. I think that I'm hopeful that Republicans learned the lessons from the early 2000s when they controlled the White House, Senate, and Congress and did not keep their promises, and that they keep their promises this time. And I am very, very encouraged that Donald Trump ran on many of the issues that we have talked about: securing the border, repealing Obamacare, smaller government, dealing with the national debt, growing the economy. These are all things that the Tea Party movement has talked about. He championed those issues, and he won in a landslide.
So, Ken, we're talking again to Jenny's point. So, smaller government. I hope it's smaller by the time he leaves. Dismantling those departments. I love to see someone, like a Dr. Ben Carson eventually make it so we don't need a HUD. We know regulations are going to be put out. And spending limits. Can he get these other congressmen and Republicans to curb that? Government debt. These are the issues that we are sort of still grappling with, aren't we?
Absolutely. And I hope that everyone understands that what Donald Trump won was a change mandate. But that change mandate wasn't something that happened in 6 weeks before the election, through the election. It started 6 years ago in 2010 when the Tea Party said enough was enough and we must change the status quo. Not only did they start with Congress, they, in fact, went into state capitals across this country, and they began to change state governments. We own and have more Republican governors, more Republican-controlled state legislatures. We now have both chambers of the federal of the Congress and the presidency. Now is the time to deliver. Nancy Pelosi listened to the folks on the East Coast. She used Middle America as flyover country. What she doesn't understand is that the Tea Party and freedom-loving Americans won because Donald Trump and others listened. And now it's time to act.
Jenny Beth, on some of the social issues, do you care about them as much as perhaps you once did? Again, I should remind everyone that you played a pivotal role during the primary process of making sure that Tea Party issues stood front and center, even when at times you weren't very popular for doing so.
Well, I did what I could to support the movement because our organization is grassroots, bottom up, and I did what I could to reflect their will. Do you care about
same-sex marriage and things like that right now?
These are issues that have never been important to Tea Party patriots. We each have individual opinions on them, but we have focused on the economic issues, and we've never taken stances on social issues.
Right. Economic issues, and of course, ultimately, bringing back the power to the people. I tell you what, I went to at least a dozen Tea Party events over the last half dozen years. It was always authentic. It was always real. And I think it won on November 8th, too. Guys, thank you both very much. We got to go, Ken.
The Family Research Council is along with Tea Party patriots. They want a Supreme Court that gets us back to the rule of law.
Yeah, that's going to be a big test. But I'm confident maybe Ted Cruz will be the first one. All right, guys, thanks a lot.